In this lesson, you'll learn how to play Perhaps, Perhaps, Perhaps using your choice of strumming or fingerpicking patterns. Now, I'll be using my tenor with low G tuning throughout this lesson, but feel free to follow along with high G tuning as well. Now let's begin by looking at how to play the chords in this song. Our first chord is A minor. For this chord, we're covering the second fret of the fourth string using our middle finger. And then we have G. For G, we're covering the second fret of strings 3 and 1 using our index finger and middle finger, and we're covering the third fret of the second string using our ring finger. Next we have F. For F, we're covering the first fret of the second string with our index finger and the second fret of the fourth string with our middle finger. Next we have E7. For E7, we have our index finger covering the first fret of the fourth string, and then our middle finger and ring finger covering the second fret of strings 3 and 1. Next we have D minor. For D minor, we have our index finger on the first fret of the second string, and our ring finger and middle finger covering the second fret of strings 3 and 4. And finally we have our A chord. For A, we have our index finger on the first fret of the third string and our middle finger on the second fret of the fourth string. Now I have a few quick tips for you on chord changes in this song. There are many times when we move from A minor to other chords when we can keep our middle finger in place on the fourth string. For example, when we move from A minor to D minor, we can keep our middle finger down and add our ring finger and index finger. This makes for a faster chord change, so we don't have to lift our hand completely up to form D minor. We can simply keep our middle finger in place. The same is true when we move from A minor to F. We'll keep our middle finger in place and add our index finger to form our F chord. And finally, when we transition from the chorus to the verses, going from A to A minor, we'll keep our middle finger in place, lifting up our index finger. Next, we'll take a look at our strumming pattern and how to apply it to the song. Let's take a look at our strumming pattern, played slowly on an A minor chord. And at a slightly faster tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. To apply this pattern to the song, we'll play it one time on all of the chords that appear in standard font. For the chords that appear in bold, we'll play one down strum. So taking a look at our introduction, the first three chords are in bold. So we'll start with A minor, then G, then F, and then we'll play one pattern on E7. Now the first three chords cover 4 beats. So here's how we count these first 2 lines of the introduction. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and verse 1, we'll play one pattern on A minor. Then on D minor, we'll play one down strum for 2 beats. And in line 2, one down strum on E7 for 2 beats. And then we'll repeat that, going back to A minor for one pattern. One down strum on D minor. One down strum on E7 in line 3. And then one more pattern on A minor in line 3. So let's count the rhythm of the first 3 lines of the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In line 4, we'll start with one down strum on F for 2 beats, one down strum on E7 for 2 beats, and then the next 4 chords are played the same way as the 4 chords in our introduction. So let's count the rhythm of line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the chorus, we'll play one pattern on each chord until we get to the final A chord in bold in line 4. For this A chord, we'll play one down strum and we'll hold it for 4 beats. So let's count the rhythm of the chorus, starting in line 1 on E7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can apply what we've covered to the remaining sections of the song. The only difference is that the very last line of the song in verse 4 begins with one full pattern on F, then one full pattern on E7, and we'll end with one down strum on our A minor chord in bold. If you're enjoying this lesson, please show my channel some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Now, if you're returning to my channel, then welcome back. And if you're new here, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician and a composer, and I love to teach song tutorials and fingerstyle arrangements for all levels. If you'd like to support my teaching and my channel by joining my Patreon community, you'll gain access to hundreds of PDF downloads, including song sheets, fingerstyle tabs, and song books. The link is down below in the video description. Now that we've learned how to strum the song, next we'll look at our fingerpicking version, starting with our fingerpicking pattern. Here's our fingerpicking pattern on an A minor chord at a slow tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And at a faster tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We begin this pattern with an arpeggio, or a slow down strum through all 4 strings so that each one rings out individually. Then we'll pick the 4th string with our thumb, 1st string with our ring finger, back to the 4th string with our thumb, and we'll finish on the 3rd string with our index finger. Now, if you find it a bit too challenging to begin this pattern with a down strum, then instead you could begin the pattern by picking all 4 strings together. this pattern to the song, just like our strumming version, we'll play our fingerpicking pattern one time on each chord that appears in standard font. For the chords that appear in bold, we'll pick all 4 strings together. So looking at our introduction, we're going to pick all 4 strings on the first 3 chords. And then we'll play one pattern on E7. The first 3 chords cover a total of 4 beats. So here's how we count the rhythm of the introduction. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now moving into verse 1, we'll begin with one pattern on A minor. Then on our D minor chord in bold, we'll pick all 4 strings for 2 beats. And then our E7 chord in line 2, we'll also pick all 4 strings for 2 beats. And then we'll repeat that sequence, going back to A minor for one pattern, then D minor picking all 4 strings, then E7 in line 3 picking all 4 strings, and then we go to A minor in line 3 with one pattern. Let's count the rhythm of the first 3 lines in verse 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In line 4, we'll pick all 4 strings on F for 2 beats, and then all 4 strings on E7 for 2 beats, and then the remaining 4 chords in this line are played the same way as our song introduction, picking all 4 strings on A minor, G, and F, and then playing one pattern on E7. So let's count the rhythm of line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the chorus, we'll play one pattern on each chord until we get to the final A chord in bold. For this chord, we'll pick all 4 strings for a total of 4 beats. So let's count the rhythm of the chorus, starting on E7 in line 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The remaining sections of the song will be played the same way as what we've just covered, except for the very last line in verse 4. Here we're going to play one full pattern on F, then one full pattern on E7, and we'll end on our A minor chord in bold, picking all 4 strings. So here's how we count the rhythm of this final line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm curious to hear which pattern you like better, the strumming pattern or the fingerpicking pattern. Now we're moving into our play along where you can play and sing the entire song along with me. I'm going to go back and forth between our 2 patterns, but feel free to choose just one or the other and use it for the whole song. 5, 6, 7, 8. You won't love me. And so, how am I ever to know? You always tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. A million times I've asked you, and then I ask you over again. You only answer, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. I hope you've enjoyed learning these fun options to play perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Have fun practicing, and thanks for watching.